Hello, my dear students. Welcome to my class. I, Dr. Swati Pandya, welcomes you. Today we are going to start a new chapter, chapter number 6, which is molecular basis of inheritance. In previous chapter, we have learned the inheritance as well as certain genetic basis of certain patterns. At that time, Mendel he told about the factors which were regulating these patterns of inheritance, but it was not so much clear. Then over next a few years later, some scientists they rediscovered their work and certain things they were formulated. Now here in this chapter, over the next 100 years, the nature of the putative genetic material was investigated, culminating in the realization that DNA, which is known as deoxyribonucleic acid, is the genetic material. And a little detail about DNA you have studied in your previous standard 11th. We have learned about the two type of nucleic acids, which are the polymers of nucleotides. So here we are going to start about the basic information regarding nucleic acid. So here nucleic acids are of two types. First is DNA. We are very much known about this term. The full form is deoxyribonucleic acid. Actually, it is DNA is acting as a genetic material in most of the organism. Another nucleic acid is RNA, which is known as ribonucleic acid. And ribonucleic acid, it also acts as a genetic material, but in very few viruses. Mostly, it functions as a messenger RNA, as well as the RNA has additional roles also. That also we will discuss. It function as adapter, structural, as well as catalytic molecule also. So these are certain more functionality regarding RNA. Now in this chapter, we are going to start with a detail about DNA. So certain facts regarding DNA that we will again discuss. The full form of DNA we have discussed, that is deoxyribonucleic acid, and it is a polymer of deoxyribonucleotides. So here deoxyribonucleotides are present and the DNA is a polymer. When many units they join with one another, they form a polymer, which is known as DNA. The length of DNA is usually defined as number of nucleotides or a pair of nucleotide, which is referred to as base pairs, which are present in its structure. So you will come to know about base pairs when we start the detail of DNA with diagram. It is also a characteristic of every organism. For example, certain examples are given here. A bacteriophage, it is known as Psi 174 and it has 5386 nucleotides. Then bacteriophage lambda has 48,502 base pairs. So base pairs are written as B and P in small letters. Another example is of bacteria known as Escherichia coli. Shortly it is known as E. coli. So it has 4.6 into 10 raised to 6 base pairs. So comparatively more in number. And lastly, the human being, its DNA contains 3.3 into 10 raised to 9 base pairs. This is the haploid number actually. Haploid and diploid conditions are known to us only when one set of chromosome that is present without pairing, it is haploid condition. So this is the haploid condition where 3.3 into 10 raised to 9 base pairs are present or found in the DNA of human being. So these were certain facts regarding DNA molecule. One more thing I want to tell. F. Mischer discovered DNA as an acidic substance in nucleus in 1869 and termed it as nuclein. This we will discuss later on also. And because of this acidic nature, it was renamed as nucleic acid by Altman. So these two scientists, they gave their contribution. Let us start with structure of polynucleotide chain. Poly means many, and nucleotide, when many units of nucleotides they join together, they form a polynucleotide chain. In your last standard, means 11th standard, you have learned about this concept. Even we have learned about the polypeptide chain, which is a protein. Similarly, this concept also you have learned earlier. Still, this is a part of our syllabus, so let us revise again. So, what do you mean by a nucleotide? How it is formed? Because we are telling that the structure of polynucleotide chain, it comprises of many units of nucleotide. So, what is a nucleotide? What it is made up of? A nucleotide is made up of three components. What are they? They are first a nitrogenous base, which is a nitrogen containing compound. Then another is a pentose sugar, and this pentose sugar, it is of two types. First, ribose, which is present in RNA, and deoxyribose type of pentose sugar present in DNA. Lastly, a phosphate group. It is also known as phosphoric acid. So, a phosphate group. So, nucleotide is made up of three components. They are nitrogenous base, pentose sugar, and phosphate group. Now, what do you mean by nitrogenous base? We will discuss. So, there are two type of nitrogenous base. They are nitrogen containing compounds, I have told you. And there are two type of nitrogenous base. They are first purines and another pyrimidines. This also we have discussed last year, means in your standard 11th. Purines, they are having double rings, and pyrimidines, they are single ringed structures. So purines are of two types, adenine and guanine. They are denoted by their capital letters. So adenine is denoted by capital A and guanine is denoted by capital G. Similarly, pyrimidines, they are of three types. Cytosine, denoted by capital C, uracil, denoted by capital U, and thymine, denoted by capital T. Now, cytosine is common for both DNA as well as RNA. It is present in both, but uracil and thymine. Actually, thymine is present in DNA, but uracil is present in RNA at the place of thymine. Now, let us see the detail of the structure regarding polynucleotide chain. If we see a nitrogenous base, it is linked to pentose sugar through a glycosidic linkage to form a nucleoside. That means nitrogenous base and pentose sugar, they are joined, and when these two units, these two components, they are joined, they will form a nucleoside. Like there are examples, if adenosine or deoxyadenosine, similarly guanosine or deoxyguanosine, similarly cytidine or deoxycytidine, as well as uridine or deoxythymidine. Then when phosphate group is linked to this nucleoside to 5-OH of the nucleoside through a phosphodiester linkage, then a corresponding nucleotide will be formed. We were talking about previously in previous slide, we were talking about these three components: nitrogenous base, pentose sugar, and phosphate group. So when nitrogenous base and pentose sugar they join, they will form a nucleoside. Now, to a nucleoside, when this third component phosphate group is added, it will form a nucleotide. So in this way, nucleotide is formed, and nucleotide is formed due to phosphoester linkage between nucleoside and a phosphate group at 5-OH of the nucleoside. This is the position. So here either deoxynucleotide will be formed depending upon the sugar which is present, or any type of ribonucleotide will be formed. Now let us talk about another step. So this is formation of a single nucleotide. In these two sentences, in these 2 points, we have explained the formation of a single nucleotide molecule. Now we are going to discuss about a dinucleotide compound. So when two units of nucleotide, they are linked through phosphodiester linkage between 3' and 5' points, they will form a dinucleotide. All these things we have discussed in previous standard 11th. But still we are revising, the same concept is given in this chapter also. So even you can refer to that book if it is more comfortable to you. Lastly, polynucleotide chain formation. So when more nucleotide units, means n number of nucleotides, they are joined with one another forming many phosphodiester linkage, then they form a polynucleotide chain. So this is the concept regarding formation of polynucleotide. You can see the formation of polynucleotide in this diagram. Here, this is a single unit. You just see this is a single unit. I am again telling you it is made up of three components because this is a nucleotide which I am showing right now. This is a nucleotide. This is showing a single nitrogenous base, adenine, because capital A stands for adenine. So this is nitrogenous base. Now this structure, this is pentose sugar, and this is the last phosphate group. So three components are there, and this phosphate group is attached to 5' position. So in this way, only this much diagram, means nitrogenous base and pentose sugar, it will form a nucleoside. Right now we have understood. Now when to this nucleoside this phosphate group is attached, so now this whole unit is forming a nucleotide. This is another nucleotide, but it is having thymine as a nitrogenous base. Similarly, this is third nucleotide, it is having guanine as a nitrogenous base. And this one is the last nucleotide having cytosine as a nitrogenous base. So in this way, in this diagram, four nucleotides they are shown which are joined with, this is a phosphodiester bond. Okay, so now let us understand this description. A polymer thus formed has at one end a free phosphate moiety at fifth end of ribose sugar. So this is the fifth end of ribose sugar, and it has the phosphate group as a free molecule, which is referred to as 5' end. So this is 5' end of a polynucleotide chain. Similarly, at the other end of polymer of the ribose, it has free 3-OH group. So this is 3-OH group, hydroxyl group, okay, which is referred to as 3' end. So in this way, the polynucleotide chain is written in 5' and 3' ends. Otherwise, the detailed structure of DNA we will be learning in next session. So up till now, you just revise all the topics. This chapter is equally important. Many long answer type questions they are asked based on this chapter. So do revise this properly, and this diagram, this chart, that is important to draw in your classwork. So today we are ending our session here. Take care. Bye bye, students.